UC Davis researchers are reaching new heights when it comes to agricultural spraying, studying the effectiveness of the Yamaha RMAX remote-controlled helicopter as a sprayer in the vineyards of Napa Valley.
We've worked a lot with both ground and aerial spraying in the past, and this was a spray application, obviously an area where we have some expertise, and it was a vehicle that we were very interested in. It was a new vehicle. We understood traditional ag aviation, aerial spraying, or what we used to call crop dusting, and this looked like a new technology that would fit in with the old crop dusting approach.
Okay, in Japan, there are 2,500 RMAX in operation. They're used primarily for the spraying of rice crops. About 40% of the rice crops in Japan are being currently handled by the RMAX.
Well, we look at the questions that we ask in our research are really questions that a grower or a potential user would ask. How well does it work as a spray application technique, and how efficient is it? How does it compare to ground or aerial vehicles? So right now we're measuring the spray deposition from the sprayer itself just as though it was a new sprayer that wasn't a new vehicle. So the same techniques that we would use if someone had a new tractor-based sprayer, we're using with a helicopter. We're also looking at how productive is it? How many acres per hour can it achieve? And how does that compare to what's out there now? With ground vehicles.
To fly the sprayer, UC Davis had to get FAA approval and follow certain guidelines when operating the helicopter. And while there are privacy concerns tied to unmanned aircraft, Professor Giles doesn't feel this aircraft will feed into those concerns.
We operate under what's called a COA, which is a permission given to a public entity like UC Davis to conduct research with unmanned aircraft. And so we have permission to fly in certain areas, operate in a certain way, daylight hours, 2 operators. Ryan and I are both commercial pilots. We're trained, we're licensed. We also notify the FAA before every flight, and we tell them when we're done flying. So those are some of the conditions that we have for our operations. Well, as a citizen, I share those reservations about being very careful with unmanned aircraft. I think with this particular application and this aircraft, it's a very visible, very specific, limited use. And I think in all cases, whoever is under this aircraft is going to be very happy that it's there because they've paid for, they've hired that aircraft to fly over their property, either to spray or inspect or some other purpose. So with an aircraft like this, I think it's a very specific purpose, very purpose-designed aircraft. And I think those concerns are very, very, very less relevant for this aircraft than for something that's quiet, and, otherwise a different purpose aircraft. It would be like a motorcycle trying to sneak up on you. It's not very stealthy at all.